Hi, Pastor Kip here. I have a special announcement I want to share with you. Many years ago, I was serving in the area of Madison, Alabama, in the northern part of the state, up near Huntsville. And we were having a wonderful ministry there. It was an exciting place to serve. It was a much smaller church, but it was a great way to see God grow that congregation, and we were growing. We had started a new building program. Now, it wasn't a major building program like we've done here at Asbury and been blessed to be a part of these last couple of years. There, it was an expansion of the sanctuary, and it was expanding their fellowship hall to turn it into a Christian life center. But for who they were and where they were, it was a major undertaking. And right in the middle of all of that, one day I got a call from the bishop informing me that coming summer I would be moving. Methodist clergy go where the bishop sends them, and the bishop was going to be sending us to Hoover, Alabama, a suburb here in Birmingham, not very far from here actually. And we were uncertain about that. We were praying about it. Is this the right move? And even though we knew we were going to go, yet there's a partnership. There's a way of feeling good, feeling at peace, knowing that this is the next best step. And we knew we were going to have to tell our children about that. We hadn't done that yet, and that would mean they would have to move schools and make new friends, and all that goes with a life transition like that. One morning, my wife was going to school. She is in public education, and she was going early in the morning, just at the break of dawn. She had to get there early for some projects she had going on that day. And as she was headed up the road, in her headlights, she saw there on the side of the road the word Hoover. She began to apply the brakes, and as she started slowing down, she realized what it was. There by the mailboxes was a trash receptacle waiting for the trash trucks to come by and pick up the garbage, and someone had purchased a Hoover vacuum cleaner and had thrown the box out with the refuse. And there was that box perfectly positioned, sticking up out of the trash can where her headlights could catch that word Hoover. Now, of course, Hoover was the new city, the new place that we were going to be moving. She later came home and told me about that, and we took that as a confirmation. It brought a sense of peace and direction in our life. Now, some people might find that silly or trite or elementary, even suggest that that's a coincidence and really doesn't have anything to do with God. But for us, it was a way, whatever it was, of helping us feel good and settled about making that next move. And had we not made that next move to Hoover, where we would serve for several years, we would not be able to be with you here at Asbury. So one thing led to another. Who knows where life would have taken us differently? That raises a question I want to ask you about that experience. Is that the providence of God? Was that box, that vacuum cleaner box, positioned just that way by the hand of God so we could know that this was the next step to make? Well, why couldn't God just speak to us about it? Or why couldn't God reveal His will in Scripture? Or why couldn't we know that this was the next step without an experience like that? What is providence? That raises an issue and a question for many people. Some people think providence has to do with predetermination in life, that God has predetermined everything. They call that providence. Others think of providence as God forcing upon us those things we don't want to do, but God knows more than we know for sure, and therefore this is the best. Is that providence? And yet still some think providence, and they usually spell that word with a capital P when they talk about it like this. Providence is that before time existed as we know it, God predetermined everything that we're going to experience in this life. Is that providence? Well, here's my special announcement I mentioned a moment ago. Beginning on April 11th, the Sunday after Easter, I'm going to introduce a 3-part sermon series entitled The Invisible Hand, Understanding the Providence of God. John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist movement and the United Methodist Church as we know it today, described providence as God's invisible hand at work in ways that we cannot see and that we very rarely can understand. What is providence? Is providence that dictatorship, or is it a partnership? Is providence God forcing His will upon us, or is God a way that we join hands with God as we walk through this world? Does God give us freedom to make certain choices, choices that are good choices and make a difference in the world around us? I want to help you understand providence in a more meaningful and a more holistic way. And I promise you that this journey together through the stories of Scripture and through the lives of people and their testimonies about how the providence of God has been at work in their life, it'll give us a greater awareness of God's presence in our life, and it'll also help us find that sense of peace in the providential care of God. Mark your calendar for these Sundays in April and join me if you will. Tomorrow night is Maundy Thursday. And Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and all the worship opportunities of Easter, you can find at asburyonline.org/Easter. I hope you will go there and save your seat. You'll see that you can save your seat on the website in that way, and that you'll be a part of worship here in some form as we bring Holy Week to a close and break out in the glories of the resurrection. Now, if I don't see you in worship, either in the sanctuary on Easter Sunday or through our live streaming worship experience, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a very blessed Easter. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. And I hope that you will find this Easter season the new life that Christ offers us. Until we're together again, I pray God's richest blessings upon you. And I'll look forward to sharing together in worship as we can. God bless you, and I will see you soon.